So, before I dive into the story, let me please pass to my players on my left and right who can tell us who they are, what pronouns they prefer, who their characters are, what pronouns they prefer, and a bit more about who their character is in this world, starting with you.
My name is Tom. I prefer he, him. My character is Evan. She prefers she, her. And she is a paladin Aasimar. And Aasimar is a sort of kind of a low-level angel. And as we discovered last session, she's only really existed for a short while, having been created by a deity and placed into this world to carry out a very specific purpose. But right now she's finding out quite the scale of that purpose might be rather larger than she thought.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'll be playing Barksby, the Furbolg Druid, Furbolg being a bovine person standing at 7 to 8 foot tall, and Druid being nature-based. He has been living as a hermit for the last 5 years, and has suddenly grown fungus on his armor. He is a he,
go back
and
in time and change his life.
No, I let it grow there. This is my friend.
That's what I tell myself.
And he, him
Yes.
for Barksby. Thank you. Bex.
Hi there, my name is Bex. I use she, her pronouns. My character is Thatchy Moon. They use they, them pronouns. I am an Orc Ranger, and I am fairly sure something weird has just happened to me. It hasn't, but Thatchy is very sure something weird has just happened to them.
Hello, I'm Will. I use he, him, and my character is Fallopian Brave Table, the halfling rogue.
Please tell me what you're short fallopian to.
Phil.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Phil.
And Phil is a halfling, so sort of like a hobbit, and he's a rogue, so he sneaks around and sneak attacks and steals things. And the last time we saw Phil, he was cartwheeling, bless you, off a bear. He
As luck would have it, there's a bear in the party right now.
That's that very bear!
The bear's name was Albert Einstein.
I rode Barksby into battle and then said, I will cartwheel off you, and misjudged it and hit the floor. But I survived the battle.
Excellent.
Good.
Phil, you use he, him pronouns.
Yes, Phil does use he, him, yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, Phil, your allies went into a mine, a terrible mine outside the town of Holmwood, where everyone in this party, largely, or in this rebellion that has formed, was enslaved. They were enslaved to mine ore out of this mine, which appears to have strange properties that we've uncovered. It can explode, it can send people back in time, it can corrupt you into becoming a horrible undead monster. I'm afraid it has many different properties because it does all sorts of crazy different things. This rebellion that formed has managed to free the most of the countryside around it from a terrible cult of an ancient evil elder god, and in doing so has managed to clear most of these cultists out of the way, but unfortunately this ore that they have encountered corrupts those around, and one of your allies, a sorcerer named Alf, appears to have gone down into the mine which is full of this ore, and appears to be doing something nearby. Phil.
Hello.
You heard about your allies going into the mine, and I'm going to decide that you decided to help them. Is that okay?
That is exactly what I decided.
Excellent. I'm so glad. Otherwise, this would be really, really tricky.
I go to a tavern.
You walk up to the button.
Whole hour in tavern.
As you run down into this mine, easily following the tracks of your compatriots, up ahead you see them all crouched in a corridor, about to enter a larger space they have right in front of them. So you appear right up behind them as the three of them are crouched down there. A sorcerer who was there has wandered off for story reasons.
We have an ambiguous relationship with the fourth wall.
Who are you talking to?
Exactly.
So, you have joined the situation where these three, a bear and the bear you know, your lovely bear friend,
Barksby. Lovely to see you again.
and two characters that you don't, that are...
I barely recognised you.
You are all about to enter a room where you presume Alf is and has been working on experimenting with this ore. What would you all like to do?
I would like to stay at the back of the party and sneak in to the room.
If the others sneak in as well, you can stay at the back. If not, you're going to be at the front.
Great.
That's
would
how
like,
physics works.
I'm going to sneak into the room, everybody.
Okay.
Really quick question.
Yes.
How much time has passed since the first hour?
The first hour of the first game?
Yes.
Roughly 4 or 5 hours. So you are now nearing midnight.
And we do not have Pass Without a Trace.
Yes, that's what I was.
You could cast it again.
But I would not be able to turn into a bear again.
No.
Stay as there.
Roll well.
Would you like to sneak into the room?
Yeah, I mean, if that's
Evan,
okay
are you
with the
looking to do
party.
anything at this point?
No, I simply look you up and down and say, you seem equipped for that.
Very stealthy.
Great, I'm glad we've become friends so quickly. Toodaloo! Is this a stealth check?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 13.
13. It's not great. It's a good start, though.
Great, it's not bad.
You sneak ahead. The corridor in front of you goes around a bend and widens. It widens into a large room. It's about 100 feet across. This room is formed of natural cave rock, and there are plenty of stalagmites growing out of the ground you could easily hide behind if you so choose to. With your 13, you try to. As you sneak into the room, you note a number of things. Number one, the walls have this ore that you've been mining in deposits running in lines through it and around it. In the center of this room is a strange metal, what almost looks like a hand. It appears to be made of old bits of mining equipment that have been magically welded and fused together to form a cradle. Inside the cradle is a lump of this ore that looks like it has been formed and created in almost an egg-like setup inside this cradle. Around it are various of the different kinds of grue you have encountered throughout these adventures. These very wiry-haired, bless you, very widely haired, almost dog-like creatures with very wide jaws and too many teeth, and the larger ones that are called manglers, who have are a bit bigger and go about 7 feet in height, are also there. In the center of it, however, is a human who you haven't met before. This is Alpha Sorcerer. And he appears to be scurrying around the edge of this contraption, casting various spells, trying to do something, you're not quite sure what. You note, as doing so, that he appears to have lumps of this ore strapped to him, mostly around the forearms, and around, there's one lump on the back of his head he's strapped on as well, and he's muttering to himself as he fumbles around. What would you like to do?
How much does my character know about this ore if I've just arrived?
What you know about this ore is that it is magical. It has magical properties. It is explosive if magically charged and then impacted. It appears to have some kind of corruptive quality. You've seen some dead bodies as you ran down these corridors that had also had stuff strapped to them, and you know that it is not good.
Very bad.
As much as I'd like to be silly, I think I'm going to sneak back and tell the party what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much.
As you step up and try and step away from the situation back into the tunnel, because 13 is not very high, your foot rubs slightly against the soft ground. Some of the creatures turn and look in your direction. They don't see you immediately, but they did hear you, and some are coming over to investigate. What would you like to do? One of these manglers just lumbers over in your general direction.
Right.
What
Good.
would you like to do?
Good. This is going to either go very well or very poorly.
Excellent.
I would like to try and fire an arrow to the opposite end of the room to make a noise at the other end of the room.
Great.
That's what I would like to try and do.
Okay, can you make an attack roll, first of all?
Yes.
Oh.
That is a number 1, which is the worst possible roll I could have done.
You
We're number 1.
You turn, realising the pickle you're about to be in, knock an arrow and aim for the other side of the room. However, you didn't pull the arrow out properly. The normal movement you have is just pulling back and pulling down. It's at a slight angle, so what instead happens is twang, the bowstring twangs really loudly. The arrow is still in your hand, and you've made even more noise. You can now hear cries from the room, and the sorcerer, you can't see him because you're currently trying to hide away from this moment. The sorcerer is shouting, "Who is there? What's going on?"
Oh, God.
You three hear, "Who's there? What's going on?" echo down the corridor.
I move towards the room.
I would quite like to run forward and act like a confused bear.
Okay, so a paladin comes striding into said room, as does a confused bear.
I suppose I will follow suit.
You will follow suit.
Yes.
Lovely.
Probably a bit more stealthily, maybe, than the bear.
Chloe, I need some epic combat music, please.
Oh, great!
As I'm walking, I'd like to use sacred weapon, my channel divinity, and make my great sword a sacred weapon, which means it has.
As you run, your great sword by your side starts to glow with holy light as you charge into this room. And we're going to be rolling initiative, guys. So can I ask you all to make an initiative roll to see who goes first?
Excellent.
Now I know.
My people rolled very good initiative roll.
Great! I rolled. Also,
Hi, Chris.
Oh!
great, you can enjoy that.
I'm going to go so first. I'm going to be so effectively first.
What's your dexterity modifier?
+1, my dude.
You go at the same time.
Oh.
Non-natural 20.
Oh!
Some big early boys.
These are some big early boys, eh? Yeah,
Not helpful now, though. Would have been helpful before the battle.
First shot.
I'm sure I'm last.
What did you roll?
I rolled a very dramatic 7.
15.
Yes, very last. Exceptionally last.
This is where the math comes into this game, and it slows it down slightly. Give me 2 secs, and then we will be back on a roll. Lovely. Evan, you enter this room first. As you run into this room, in front of you, Alf the sorcerer, who you can easily presume is who that is standing by this egg. And as you take your action, he will take his. His action is to cast a final spell into the egg in front of him. And as he does so, you note it start to glow green with this portal-like energy that none of you have experienced because you weren't there for that. But you know, because they told you, that this is a portal-like energy which allowed the head of this cult in one important battle to escape.
Right.
But similar portal-style energy is being created. But there's no one looking to escape this time. However, you get an action at the same time. What would you like to do?
I shout stop.
Cool.
And
That works, great.
I mean,
We
it's,
can all go
it's,
home.
and I shout stop, and I'm going to hit him with my greatsword.
He is 50 feet away in the centre of this room. It took you at least half your movement to get to the doorway.
Then I'm a
there are
I'm
plenty
a-
of manglers in the way.
I shout stop. What's the nearest mangler to me?
There is one in front of you looking to about claw its way over a stalagmite, which you can just see Phil sitting behind going, no.
In that case, I run in, clock how far away, shout stop, clock how far away, see that, and realise Phil probably needs some help. And go, and then
Go for it. How many attacks do you get around?
I do 2.
Then please roll both attacks.
The first is a 15,
That hits.
and the second probably doesn't. It's an 11.
I'm afraid that does not. So you run in and you strike with your glowing weapon.
Yep.
It's a +1. Have you added that on?
Is there now a +1 to it?
Well, because
on
you
the
did
damage.
sacred weapon.
It's I had my charisma, which is +3.
Oh, you've already done it. Excellent.
That's what I was doing. Yeah.
So you run forward, and with your first strike, you cut this mangler away from the rock and push it back. Your sword is quite large, so you're able to use it to push it back away. But then you try and strike again, but it bounces off its rather awful scabrous hide. How much damage do you do with that first strike?
It has taken 8 + 3, 12 damage.
Do you want a divine smite on top of that as well? You are a
That's
paladin.
11.
You can cast willpower.
I sure can. Yeah, I will use one of my divine smites on that. I have
Okay,
4
add the
of
damage
them.
to the top of that.
So great. That's 2d8, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That is 4 and 7, so 11 more. So radiant damage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. 23.
Yeah.
23 points of damage with the first strike as you blast this creature back and away. The other 4 nearby see this and are looking to hurt you.
Are there 5 overall?
Yes.
Great.
I ready my sword.
You ready your sword. Excellent. You have found your way in, and Alf has cast his last spell on the portal, which is now opening.
No.
Phil, the creature that was about to claw over a rock and try and hurt you has been pushed away by Evan. What would you like to do?
I'd like to, as a free action, just say, I am so sorry, chaps.
Evan is a woman, Phil!
What are chaps?
Chaps is a halfling word.
Behind you!
Which means... Is anyone very close to me, or they?
There is another mangler running over to your location, but most of them are quite distracted by Evan for relatively obvious reasons.
Yes. One of the ones that is distracted by Evan, can I try and shoot them with an arrow?
There is one that Evan is currently in combat with that you'll be able to get extra damage on because it is currently distracted. The other 4, I'm afraid, are nowhere near yet. They're still making their way across.
I'll go for that one.
Go for it. Make an attack roll.
Sneak attack.
Yes, it does.
Great.
Is that advantage?
No, it's just
extra
2d6
damage. Sorry.
damage. Yeah.
But make the attack roll first.
That is 16.
That hits. You lean out from behind the stalagmite and fire an arrow, which arcs over Evan's shoulder and into this creature that is a good 2 feet taller than him.
Where's the D8? I never know what the dice
Green.
are.
That's the green one.
They have too many numbers on them. No, I need another D6 if that's okay.
Yes, cool.
3. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You need to roll another d6. It's 3d6 then.
16.
16 points of damage. Splendid. Nice. The arrow arcs in and hits
19.
9?
Sorry, I didn't add my little +3. Sorry.
All right. As you lean around and fire this, it embeds itself into the creature's neck, which howls with pain as it has taken quite a lot of damage very, very quickly into this combat. Excellent. Much like that. Bugsby! You lumber into the cave. There are 4 more of these horrible manglers and Alf himself in the background, lumbering their way around, trying to lock up to Evan. Evan, goddamn. Lock up to Evan. But what you... Sounds like Evan.
Oh, amazing.
You could easily attack the one that is currently in combat with Evan, or you could try and strike out for one of the others and probably reach it on this turn, if you so choose to.
How far away is it, roughly?
You can easily reach it.
Okay,
in
cool.
that form.
And clarification, black or brown bear?
At the moment, you are... Which one's... Hang on. What level are you? 6.
Yes.
Which one is up to CR 2?
CR2?
Yes.
Is it, or CR?
It's thirded. CR2. Sorry, this is really boring rule stuff. It needs to happen.
Brown bear is CR1.
What's a black bear?
CR half.
Okay, be a brown bear.
Okay. I will lumber over and attack a random one, not the one that's being attacked.
You go for another mangler. Please make your attack rolls.
9.
9 does not hit. You try and claw into it, but do not hurt it enough.
24 for the...
And then you manage to grab it round the neck with your bite attack, I presume, and just...
Yes. Why not? Make the bite. And use the lower damage roll. That is a 12.
12 points of damage as you grab it around the neck and start bringing it down to your level. You are now bear and monster locked in a physical struggle for supremacy. And now the manglers get to go.
Thrilled.
That's not a good thing when he goes like that.
Yeah.
It's not, it's really. Cool. Evan, the one on you is going to use its Flurry of Claws attack. Ooh.
Oh, good.
It gets to attack you with all 6 of its claws.
What? That is a lot
I've
of
got more
legs.
claws than that, so that's...
Yeah, exactly. It has multiple arms. It is all rather grim. Right, so I roll these 6 times. That's so much. Well, that one certainly doesn't. That one does. What is your AC?
My AC is 50.
2, 4. You are hit by 4 of the claws. You take 13 plus 4. Maths. You take 21 points of slashing damage as it claws into you violently and aggressively.
Abject filth.
That's right, you can't go on the next round.
Oh, good.
The same is going to happen to the bear. What is your current armor class, bear?
As a bear, it is an armor class of 11.
2 hits. 4 hits. Well, it's only 5 hits.
Oh, only. You're fine.
27.
I'm still a bear.
He retains bear form until he loses all the hit points of the bear, so the bear is still a bear!
Yay!
The bear might be missing a leg or 2, but he's still around.
I think what we'll find is that the bear has been shredded below the waist.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's all its claws at the bottom. His claws are up and locked with you, that's why I couldn't attack you with those, with the ones that it's just clawing away. It also does not recharge its ability. The other 3 are moving directly into combat as fast as they possibly can. One is going to bound up the hill where Thatchy is still in the corridor because it can smell prey. As it bounds its way up into the corridor where you are, it is trying to make its way in, but it is slightly too big for this corridor. So as you're standing there, it's going to try and reach out just with 2 of its claws and try and slap in and reach you.
Okay.
If it gets advantage on these attack rolls because you're being ambushed.
Fab.
That one is definitely a hit. That one is also definitely a hit. My apologies, you are hit twice by 2 claws as they reach in and claw at you.
That's okay, I don't need help anyway.
Anyway.
19 points of slashing damage, and because of this creature attacking you in this way, it is also taking you're doing psychic damage because you are scared of it. Another 5 on top of that.
So 24.
24 points of damage as this creature in the hallway is just stabbing in, trying to hurt you.
I'm still up. Just
good. This is important. It is also your turn to actually observe.
Can I still see where the egg was, basically? Is it currently forming into a portal? Or is it a full portal now?
There is a portal glowing that looks like at the top of it.
Okay.
But you are also currently going to struggle to shoot anything or do anything apart from deal with this thing right in front of you because it is literally blocking the corridor you're trying to get through.
Okay. With my first attack,
yes,
I would like to, and I always do this and it always makes the AC harder, but anyway, I would like to try and hit it in its eye or something to make it kind of like recoil. Okay. And then with my second attack, if that works, I would like to fire at the orb and try and knock it off to see what happens, basically.
Lovely.
Pretty sorry if you all die, but like...
Make the first attack roll.
Please be good. 19.
You absolutely strike it in the eye with an arrow. Roll the damage on that, please.
That is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage as you shoot an arrow and hit it in the eye, and it does indeed step back, recoiling slightly, which means if you pull an arrow out quickly, you have a direct line of sight to the egg.
Phew, straight into the egg.
Using a longbow?
So good. Yes.
Excellent. It's within range, so it's very easy to do.
Oh, thank God. Right. Well, you say that now. Let's see what I roll. 19, so plus 25.
Your arrow arcs out towards this egg and impacts it. Can you roll the damage on that, please?
Yep. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage to the egg. The egg has not been the ore is being magically used to create a portal, so it is not charging in the same way. It does not explode. What the arrow does is bounce off the egg and appears to slightly crack the ore. It embeds deep. Yeah, like that.
So good.
Wilhelm's on it
Shout out to Wilhelm.
And as it does, the entire thing starts to list awfully in this cradle.
And with any movement, I'd like to try and back up further up the corridor so the thing can't reach me. Oh, really? But I thought it recoiled.
Oh, it recoiled. You're right. Never mind.
Great. I'm going to back up on the corridor.
You step back up the corridor out of the reach of this thing that cannot reach into this corridor in the same way. Excellent. Evan, what would you like to do? It is your turn. Alf is going at the same time as you, so we'll work this one out in tandem.
Alf. Well, I've still got a big old beastie facing off against me, am I not?
Yes.
Paladins are not known for their action economy, so I'm going to.
Nervous going to the game so far.
I do have 2 attacks, and this thing is still a threat to me.
Correct.
So yes, I will. Concerned though I am about my health, I will attack it. So let's do this. It's still in range of me, isn't it?
It's right in front of you.
It's right in front of me. Yeah. I will attack
Do you
it.
have any spells you want to have to use?
I don't really. Like I can do a thunderous smite or something like that, but that's if I hit it. I can choose to apply a smite.
You have to cast as a bonus action before you do it.
Oh, I see.
You can then add smite damage on top of that. You see.
In that case, because it's thunderous smites are okay.
Correct.
Well, in that case,
rules.
Enjoy. For the folks at home, I will throw in a thunderous smite on top of this as one of my spells. So then I've made an attack roll, which is a mod 20. With that
absolutely hits.
And the other attack is a natural 20.
Roll all of that damage.
All of that damage. So that's
all of it.
That's. Do you mind if I borrow some d6s, please? That'd be alright. Thank you. I'm gonna need some. Thank you. I think I need for the greatsword, for the first greatsword attack. Actually, no, because it's 1, 2, 3.
Thunderous smite as well.
Yeah, and how much extra does that put on? It doesn't actually say on here.
Does it not?
It says if it drives the enemy away into the floor with my weapon attack.
It does. I think it's another D8, 2D8.
I will find out for you.
If you got it, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. In that case, I will roll the first non-crit attack first, which was a great sword, so 2d6.
You get an extra 2d6.
Okay,
2d6. So add 2d6 to this one.
Add 2d6 to this one. Yeah, this was a crit. So that is 8 plus 9, 17.
17.
Plus 3 because of the damage normally.
And
20.
then it needs to make a strength saving throw.
No, it doesn't. Because that crit's going to destroy it. It doesn't matter. If you'll allow, your first strike, all of your smiting and power energy pouring into your sword, you leap up into the air and bring the sword over your head, crashing into this creature. And as you do, you drive it into the floor. And with your second attack, again, just hammering it down, using your sword less like a sword and more like a hammer, to slowly pulverize this creature beneath you. And it is rent to pieces by this attack. One down.
Right, I'm just going to roll the damage it would have done.
Roll damage it would have done. Why not?
Just for the fun.
Just for funsies.
Thank you for letting me use that.
Who doesn't love maths?
Who doesn't?
Maths.
Think.
I am bad at maths.
Alf is going to use his action to try and right the egg and try and heal bits of the egg that have been damaged by the arrow attack. As he does so, all of his energy going into making this egg and portal function the same way that it does, a horrible purplish tentacle comes out of the portal and grabs onto the side.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
Oh,
I'll see you later.
Nope. Richard?
As it does, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Don't forget
Even
you
though
got plus 3.
Even though I can't see it.
Oh, you can see.
Oh, right.
8.
8.
I just go, ooh, calamari.
11.
11.
26.
26.
21.
21. You two, as this tentacle comes out, are immediately filled with a horrific sense of dread, and you hear horrible whispering voices in your mind promising you eternal destruction and damnation. There is no rules effect, it's just
Oh, nice. Don't
Master?
Phil!
I start to question my most sincerely held beliefs whilst knocking an arrow, and I'm going to try and fire at the egg.
At the egg as well?
Yes, if I'm within range.
You
of the
absolutely
egg.
are.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to fire an arrow at the egg.
Please do, make an attack roll.
9. It's 9 in total.
A 9 in total. The egg skitters off the metallic cradle it is holding off and it has not managed to penetrate. What do you want to do as a bonus action, Rogue?
I would like to hide.
Lovely.
Please may I dive behind a stalactite or something?
You can dive behind a
might.
stalagmite. Dive behind a stalagmite means climbing up to the top because, you know,
and then dive in.
bird. So
are
please
pixel.
roll your stealth check.
Spider hobbit. Spider hobbit.
It's a 5, Chris.
You try and dive
Here you
behind
go.
the stalagmite.
We'll
You
put that
instead
over.
dive into the stalagmite. Bounce off it and land slightly dazed on the floor.
Have a new dice. Try that one.
Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil. Buxby, you are still dealing with this mangler in front of you, and it is trying to claw away at you, its horrible mauled mouth snapping very close to your bearish face. What would you like to do?
When it closes its mouth, I'm going to bite on top of it.
Okay.
And then swipe at it with my claw.
Go for it, make your attack rolls.
So that's 21 for the
That
first
hits,
one,
yes.
for the bite. And then, oh shit. 11
11.
for the claw.
I'm afraid the claw does not, it bounces off its hide, but the bite attack does hit. Roll the damage on that for me.
And that is a 9.
9. You are slowly chipping away at this thing, but it doesn't look like it's even that badly hurt yet.
Yay!
I'm afraid so. It doesn't get to recharge that attack, but it does hit you twice with its claws, bear form.
Hey, I'm going to be a furball again.
Probably are. That is another 13 points of damage.
And 6 carries over.
You are now in furbolg form, trying to wrestle something that is about the same height as you, but much stronger than you.
I'm still biting it.
Possibly poor timing to be biting it, but there you go. Evan, the one you drove into the ground is still in the ground. 2 others are coming up against you and are going to try and attack you.
Good fun, guys.
Nope. One trips over its own feet in a moment of pique.
Yay!
And falls like that, yeah, collapses on the floor. Whereas one manages to go up to you and tries to swipe up with its first claw, which about what armour are you wearing?
It's not actually written here, so
Probably, what have
what
you
a
got?
paladin will be wearing.
A breastplate.
Yeah.
It bounces off your breastplate as it bounces off the middle. However, the other strike manages to hook underneath the breastplate and claws viciously across your ribs
Oh no.
for 12 points of damage.
hurts. That really hurts.
It stings. The other one has managed to fall over its own feet, so it's next to useless. Actually, the one in the corridor is still trying to snarl and claw its way in to reach you.
Yeah.
It uses an athletics check to try and claw its way into the hole. No, it does not. The corridor around where it is buckling as it tries to push its way back in, but
Right.
it cannot reach you. It just stares at you and snarls horribly. Thatchy, what would you like to do?
I'd like to do the same again. Make it move. Try and aim for the egg. I
Okay.
feel like the egg is. Well, Thatchy thinks that the egg is quite important because of all the gross stuff that's happening with it, and wants to get rid of it if possible. So the first, can I do that without, or do I need to shoot him as well to get him to move again?
You could try and shoot around it to reach the egg, but you would have to make the roll with disadvantage.
So decisions, all of them wrong. I'm going to do disadvantage and
Okay.
go for it, and I'm going to do both the attacks like that. Oh yes, 10.
Turns all the egg needs. You manage to shoot around the edge of the mangler, and the arrow goes flying in, and again impacts the egg, cracking it further. Alf is clearly trying to fix this problem, but not doing very well.
That's 4 points of damage to the egg.
Cool, that's fine.
And then
You're gonna do it again.
yes,
Keep striking the egg.
yes, that's the plan. I'm dying. Oh, great! They were much better.
You
like
absolutely
21.
resolutely hit the egg.
Great. And that is another 8 points of damage to the egg.
As you guys watch this happening, the egg is now cracking. The portal-like energy that is currently trying to come out the top of it is now splashing out very strangely. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Plus 3.
Oh, sorry guys.
8.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
8.
Oh, maybe we should try another different
16.
dice.
21.
21. I'm sorry, Phil. It's just you.
We hardly knew you.
Actually, I got very acquainted with him when he was on my back.
Once you've straddled
That
a
is a lot
bit.
of dice that he's rolling.
Oh,
That
shit.
is a lot
You
of dice.
take 12 points of... It is radiant damage, but it is not holy at all. It is this horrible green, sickly energy that is pouring through this room out of this egg in almost like wafting waves, like a weird combination of light and gas. And as it passes over you, you feel it puckering and damaging your skin and causing horrific under-the-skin burns.
Ow!
It's really unpleasant.
It really hurts.
It really hurts.
Yeah.
Evan, we are back up to you.
How are we?
Okay, how are you?
Awful. I'm gonna. Have I got 2 up on me now?
You've got one up on you and one is on the
one
floor.
on the floor.
I think fallen over because I
Well,
can't roll for top it.
I am unfortunately. I am going to have to. I'm a weak person right now, so I'm going to lay on hands.
On yourself.
I'm going to give myself 23 hit points back.
Excellent.
Because I need that
Yeah.
right now. So
That is your action. You
that
do
is.
have a bonus
I do have a bonus action, but well, as I said earlier with my rather nerdy comment, Paladin's not really known for the bonus actions. So there's not really. To understand, I don't. You know. There are various spells here that may be bonus actions, but it doesn't say they are.
Nope.
So yeah, I think I will therefore just stand ready. I've got some movement, but he'd get an attack, wouldn't he? And also my whole point is here to stand. So yes, I will just stand ready.
You're defending.
Yeah, bring it.
No problemo. That is no
Free up my
problem
allies
at
to
all.
attack the egg. So soak up some damage.
Alf, seeing this situation unfold and looking at the egg in front of him, because the tentacle that you see has come out of the top of the egg, is now almost phasing in and out of existence. You seem to recognise this effect from the last hour, if you were here. It's almost like it's there, but not there. Like this moment has happened, but not happened. You're not quite sure how your mind is perceiving this, but you're getting a sense that the egg is bad.
I think I got hit too much.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling at all. Alf is realising the situation is deteriorating fast. He's, instead of casting magic into the egg, he's going to cast magic out at you people for being horrible to his... He shouts, "No, this is my right!" Right. And he's going to spell attack. You could try and talk to him.
Goodbye, friends. It's just been nice.
Yes. Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please, Barksby?
Oh, shit. Yes, I can. 26.
Alf is drawing something from his mind, which he casts at you like a spike of energy from his mind passes out and into your head, but passes straight through it. You've managed to calm your mind enough that it just doesn't affect you at all. Phil,
Nice.
how's it?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, I get up and dust myself off.
Okay, you can't
That's
dust
your
off
action.
internal burns, but okay.
I try it.
Making them worse.
I, being aware of the irony of this as a 3 to 4 foot man, I say, I've had it up to here with this, and I would like to just run full pelt towards the egg with the rapier. I would like to run full pelt towards the egg with my rapier.
I respect that.
You can use your cunning action to dash, which means you would
Yes.
reach it.
I would like to dash there. Can I do that?
Yes.
And then I'll just reach it.
You will reach it and attack it.
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay.
Saying, I've had it up to here with this! What am I rolling against?
Please hit.
Just make an attack roll.
Attack roll. Lovely.
Oh, that's better.
21.
Lovely. You don't get a sneak attack, unfortunately, because there are no allies and you weren't hiding.
No, I very much wasn't.
So, can you roll the damage on your rapier, please?
It's the green one.
Thank you. It's a 2.
+3, 5.
Oh, it's a 5.
As you run forward, say I've had enough of this, and leap up with your rapier and stab it straight into the egg. It's sparking and fizzing, and around you is all of this horrific energy, and you realise that you're sort of falling through the egg, because it is simultaneously there and not there. And as you are falling through it, you are falling into... not quite here. You don't quite know where you are or what is happening, but you appear to be leaping through existence. It is a very peculiar feeling.
I go, I've had it up to here with...
We will come back to that.
Crikey.
Shit.
Barksby!
Is he here still on this plane?
He appears to have leapt into the egg. He appears to be falling slowly through where the egg is, and occasionally the egg phases out of existence, and he's right there, just going going through mid-air, and then suddenly, zoop, he's there again. It's fading in and out at the same time.
Is Alf within 20 feet of the egg?
Is Alf within 20 feet of the egg?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to center in a point between the two, a erupting earth.
Lovely. Okay. Describe how that happens.
So,
I'm very stressed.
going to steal a line and say, well, I've had it up to here.
Being your 7 foot tall.
And vines whip round my arm from my bag and slam it into the ground, and it digs its way and erupts the earth around. Whoever's there needs to make a dex saving throw, please.
Well, the egg can't make a dex saving throw because it is an egg. What's the saving throw? What am I rolling against?
Against a 14.
Cool. Alf makes the saving throw. He only takes half damage on this.
Would Phil need to?
Phil is currently not touching the ground.
Cool. So that would be
The tallest you've ever been.
12 damage and
12
half
damage.
on a successful save.
Cool.
And all the earth around there is now difficult terrain.
Yes, it is. The ground splits and cracks with these vines curling up from underneath the ground. Alf stumbles to one side, managing to hold his footing, but the egg is now, the cradle it was in, is now listing awkwardly. What you see, all of you, as it is fading in and out, is you get the sense of a horrible, beady eye as more tentacles try desperately to pull itself out of this portal before this phase. But with all the damage that you're doing, and with all of this impact moment happening, you do not know what's going to happen next. However, Hill, I need you to roll me a... God, what's it going to be? I mean, this is a very odd thing to try and roll against.
I'm I'm very brave.
That is.
I have an advantage on saving throws against being frightened. Which essentially is putting on a nightlight to ward off a burglar, isn't it?
Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure you don't want it to be like an acrobatic?
No, I don't.
19.
So mad.
I'm not angry. I'm actually quite pleased. Oh, thank God. Okay. This cracking of the earth and this shifting of the egg, it is clearly fading in and out of existence. The tentacle reaches out and wraps around you, and a voice in your mind says, "Mine now." However, it's all gone. It has faded out of existence completely, but you're still there.
Oh, you made it!
And you land awkwardly in the middle of this metallic cradle. Oh, God! And you are now inside a metallic cradle with the egg and the creature that was coming out of it are gone.
Great.
You didn't get sucked into another plane of existence. Well done.
Well, we've just got to fight off 5 dogs and a guy. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Alf falls to his knees.
yes.
Alf falls to his knees, screaming in horror and pain and frustration at this moment. However, there are still 4 banglers running around this room, which have not been dealt with. The 2 on you are going to both make their strikes at you, Evan. 2 hits. What's your AC?
15.
That's 4 hits.
I genuinely feel sick.
2 8s on 2 d8s. I apologise, Tom.
Oh, crikey.
That is a total of 30 points of damage. 10 to you in 1 round. They just claw into you, tearing away.
Exactly down. That's exactly what I needed to go down.
You're unconscious.
I am unconscious.
Evan, you are knocked unconscious as these 2 manglers just tear into you. The one in the corridor is still clawing, trying to get at you, but cannot reach you. It's going to make another athletics check.
Yeah.
No! It's still clawing against it. Can't break stone. It's still clawing against a corridor, trying to break through, but it can't get through. The one on you, Furbolg, is going to go to town. Oh, it's a natural 20! Yes! Oh, finally. Good.
We have to talk to Chris about this.
It's okay. I have a backup.
10, 18, 7. You take 25 points of damage as it claws into you. Its first strike misses, but its other one impales you directly through the middle. You are impaled on its spiky
Are you
arm.
down? Are you up?
No, I'm up still.
Evan, it's now your turn.
Saving throw, right?
Death saving throw, please. Yes.
Don't think I got anything fancy. Probably made it.
Yep. 10 or higher. So your first saving throw is a success.
If I fail 3, I die. If I succeed in 3, I'm stabilised, but not conscious, but at least not immediately dying.
And if things attack, they lose
Yes.
a death saving throw
no.
immediately, and they have multi-attack. So this is going to be an interesting one. Right. Alf looks up at you, catches your eye, and you can see this is still a human, this is still a person, and he's not sure if what he's done was right. I will let you sacrifice your attacks in this round to give him an action on his turn to convince him to help you.
Okay.
Charisma-based check, persuade, intimidate, whatever you want to do. This is not your forte, is it?
No. I have a -1 on charisma. on
Oh
these
gosh.
things.
Well,
Is he an animal of some variety?
no,
Nope.
dude.
What you've done is unacceptable. But you can still be saved. Stop it now, and I won't attack again. Continue, and you will die. Return to the earth. Yeah.
He steps.
18.
18. Lovely. Respect. Hearing you, he looks scared, looks worried, runs his hand and unstraps the oar from his head. You can see a definite divot where it was sat in his head. It has been absolutely feeding into his mind.
Lord.
He runs up to where you are,
Yeah.
shouts, get out of here and leaps on the back of the mangler, casting a lightning bolt through it.
Oh shit.
Oh, there is a lot of ore.
There is a lot of ore.
Awesome.
Oh, you're unconscious. This is really bad.
The lightning bolt crackles out of him and passes through this creature. The ore in this entire cavern, already starting to charge with the magic, is now glowing and diffusing all around you. The mangler beneath him is not taken out completely, but is snapping at him as he pours magical energy into the ground below him, trying desperately to help you. Phil, you're in a cradle. Phil's in the cradle.
I think I'm going to take this bloke's advice. I'm going to run to the exit. Is there still a mangler in the exit?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and fire an arrow into its back.
Okay.
And yeah.
As you run up, sneak attack damage doesn't know you're there.
Great, I will do that. Hurrah! There's a 17.
Yes, hits.
Great.
Roll all that damage.
Oh, 9. Oh no, 9.
Yep.
Plus.
Sneak attack. Roll all those dice.
Yeah.
Rogue.
That's a 19.
19 points of damage. The creature in the doorway, this arrow lodges deep in its back and it stumbles forward, clearly winded. There is now space. You could easily run past it. Anyone else could also run past it.
Can I use my bonus action to dash?
Yes, and
Past
you
it.
manage to leap into the corridor where Thatchy is, and you are right next to her.
Run!
Had
Run!
it-
Run!
I had
You
it
are
about
all
up to
there
here.
right now. Barksby,
It has been
I will give you
a
movement,
very hot day.
and we can talk about picking up Evan on the way.
That's kind of the idea.
Okay, right. Well, this has been a strenuous round for you, so I'm going to have to ask you to roll an athletics check to do all the things you want to do.
14.
14. As you run past, you manage to grab hold of Evan's body. The two manglers are still there, but the lightning bolt that Alf fired and the reaction from the aura has sent these creatures into a frenzy. They are backing away, not sure where to run or go. They also know how destructive this ore is. You can grab Evan and you can drag her, because she is heavy.
But powerful build.
You have got a powerful build, which is why a 14 is okay. You're dragging her towards the door, but at this point, unless she is revived or in some way brought out of this, you are not going to be able to drag her out of this in time.
I take it I don't have any form of action at all.
I'm afraid not. No, shit. Thatchy, you can see into the room.
Roll
You
a
can
natural
see,
20.
you can see the furbolg dragging the paladin towards the door. These manglers appear to now be confused, running around, not quite sure what to do with the situation. If there's any way you can help this situation, you probably should.
I have nothing. All I have is attack and...
Do you not have any spells, Ranger?
No, well not... if I do not have them here.
Does? Thank you.
Thank you.
Does she have cure wounds by
That
chance?
That would
would
be...
do, yeah.
Can we just say that I do?
do?
Cool. Cure wounds, please.
Do you want to run in and cure?
Yeah. Is this thing going to attack me if I... Okay, cool. I'm going to run in and cast cure wounds. I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to...
It's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
D8 plus your wisdom modifier?
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Rages, yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Oh, you get 4 points of damage.
Evan, you
4
are
health.
briefly brought back from the pit with 4 hit points.
And then I would like to yell, run! And then I'm going to, leg it off after.
Cool.
If you are still there.
Nice, long gone.
Oh, is he gone? Thank you. Whatever. I was going to say, I'll, pick him up and, run with him.
He is far shorter and far slower, but he is long gone, running his way.
I'm gonna wait until they catch up with me and then help.
We will move out of the initiative
Evan
order
go.
to narrate this.
Yeah.
As you run out of this chamber, Alf firing spells at the ore all around, glowing horribly at the manglers, drawing their attention. You are all making your way, running out of the mine. Yes.
As an action, I would like to fog cloud the entrance so that it can't spot us as we're running away.
Okay. You quickly cast a fog cloud spell behind you, the ore on the wall around you lighting up as a spell is cast in its vicinity. You run as fast as you possibly can. No one around you knows whether you are there or not. You've managed to elude this situation and are now running back through this mine with the ore in the walls all around you glowing horrifically. I need you all to make an athletics or acrobatics check. I don't mind which. Oh dear.
12.
Is that a natural one, is that?
I get a natural one.
Oh dear.
12.
12.
10.
10.
13.
It's not a good day. Right. As you all run, there is a faint muffled shit behind you. What you get, instead of a glowing wall of fire or anything like that, this is just the beginnings of a cave-in. The mines all around you, walls are collapsing. Thatchy stumbles. Anyone try and aid her? Them.
Yeah, I do. I would like to cast Find Steed as I do so. And then...
Stop.
Yeah.
Find Steed takes 10 minutes to cast, man.
You've got to write that on the sheet.
Well, it's not my decision, is it?
In which case I don't cast Find Steed, I produce my effing wings off my back. Because I was trying to have some variety. Angel always just producing wings. Fine, I produce wings.
And you grab Thatchy and fly off with them?
Yeah.
Can I just say
Best
that
I
I
can.
don't know whether it does affect it in any way, but because it's my mountain is my favourite terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow our travel. So that might help us run a bit faster, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, let's narrate this lovely moment. An angel holding an orc,
Literally.
flying through corridors of rock as they collapse all around you. A furbolg running behind going, why am I so much slower than these people? A halfling up ahead, Mars is going as the angel swoops past. You all run to the mouth of the mine and leap out as a cave-in behind you is crushing the mine to the ground and closing off any holes into the earth.
I'll put you down.
Anyone got a button?
Oh, what?
Final line.
It is a very strange plane of existence indeed.
There we go! Lovely.
I lived!
And with that, we end this hour. Thank you ever so much for joining us. You are very, very kind. That's also us done for the day. 4 hours of D&D. Love it. If you enjoyed what you saw today, do spread the word about us on Twitter, Facebook. Talk to other humans, like people. We're on Twitter at Adventurers250, where Nemo has been live tweeting this entire hour. And everywhere else online, we are Adventurers Wanted. So if you want to find us there, do. We are lovely people. If you'd like to see more, you can always buy more tickets at the Sweet Box office outside. You can also buy online at edfringe.com. Or you can buy a ticket to come and play. Jamie here has bought tickets to play. So did you buy your tickets as well?
Yeah.
No, Will bought tickets to play as well. Sorry, I wasn't a mate, so I'm never sure.
Still made me pay.
It is the same cost as an audience ticket, and we are aware that there's stereotypical look to D&D, and we're trying to change that. So we want to introduce as wide a range of people to D&D as possible, and we think that is more important than anything else that we do. So no matter who you are, what you've done, whether you know this game or not, come and join us. We are very kind and cuddly. You can also support us on Patreon if you really think that what we do is awesome, where we have rewards starting at just £5, and there's a donate button on our website. Twitch stream, there are people watching live on a webcam up there, little blue thing. Hello, Twitch stream. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. These people paid a £5 to watch the show, and you got it for free, you lucky buggers. Please go to the donate button on our site and drop in a quid or two. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. Before we go, I'd like to give all of our players a chance to plug other things they do, maybe at the Fringe, maybe at home, maybe online, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Starting with William!
Hello, I have a sketch group called Just These, Please.
Who are awesome!
Yeah.
I also work for them!
That's a really good
And
No bias at all.
we don't make him pay for tickets, so I don't know. Yeah, we're on every day at the Gilded Balloon at 12:15, and if you're going to be in the audience, I'd bring your A game, because today we got a standing ovation, and it's not even the West End or anything, and it wasn't my mum. It was really weird and great, and it's 25 sketches in 55 minutes. 3 of us are professional actors, 1 is a full-time solicitor. It's super fun. You could come along and bring a parent, and you'd both love it.
It's true.
So,
it's very family friendly. What time is it on?
12:15 every day, Gilded Balloon.
There we go.
And there's a 2-for-1 code tomorrow if you quote "Bag for Life" at the box office.
Woo.
You get 2-for-1 tickets.
Bag for life.
Bag for life, because there's a sketch about what your bag for life really thinks about you.
Not a lot. Bex.
Just really quickly, I'm Edinburgh local. I want to shout out to my other Edinburgh group, the Loud Poets, who are doing their show at the Scottish Storytelling Centre. It is poetry, but it's also a game show. There's like nonsense and painting and Jenga. It's great. You should go and see it. It's really fun.
It is good. Tommy.
If you like Dungeons & Dragons, you may also like alternate history, so questions like what if Hitler had won the war, and other less depressing things than that as well. I run a publishing house called Sea Lion Press. You can find our books online at sealionpress.co.uk, or whack us into Amazon or Google or any of these massive monoliths that control our lives. Have a look. Thank you.
So some of my friends are hosting Dolls of New Albion, which is appearing at the Sweet venue in the Grassmark at the Apex Hotel. It is a story of love, tragedy, and reanimation, and it is wonderful, and it is their last night. And lastly, if you want to also cure someone's wounds, go give blood. We need a lot of it. And there's a donor centre just down the road.
Lovely. Nice. And before we go, I would like to mention that Rose McGowan is giving a talk about her book Brave at the book festival on Monday. And this is a very important topic within the entertainment industry, especially about how women are treated. And it is important we all learn more about it and share stories to make sure it doesn't happen again. Do check that out if you can. Thank you ever so much. Lovely. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us today. And hopefully we will see you again at Adventure.